Hey guys, StockHauler here. Welcome, My Tribe Trading. Today I wanted to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about breaking through. And what I mean by that is first I'm going to read this thought by DI, and then I'll share my thoughts. What percent of day traders quit? So he got this from Google. It says approximately 1 to 20% of day traders make money day trading. Just a tiny fraction of day traders make any significant amount of money. That means that between 80 to 99% of them fail. We have looked at plenty of research, and very few traders can brag about making it and any significant amount of money day trading. DI's perspective. Failure rates as high as 99% would be my educated guess. Go ahead and lump in the traders that aren't making enough money to even make a difference in their lives. I call that a failure also because they're actually wasting their lives away on a profession that is not making them any money. Might as well just be fishing. Bottom line, if you don't have proven strategy, you're going to fail in this profession. Straight up fail. You have to put in the time. In other words, the due diligence to know what you're getting into. Paper trading or simulation is an excellent way to do this, because it takes the strategy and converts it into mechanical entries and exits. It shows you that you can theoretically make money if you are making money paper trading. The real question is, can you convert this into actual profit with real money? Some can and some can't. Some are so overwhelmed with the thought of losing money that they can't ever cross over and are destined to just fade away. I've been trading for almost 30 years. I guess 3 decades, that would be 36 years. And I've seen this happen time and time. Oh, wait, a decade's 10 years, 30 years. I was thinking decade is dozen. And I've seen this happen time and time again with my friends, unfortunately. Once you're successful over 6 months paper trading a strategy, then move to small positions and see if you can still turn a profit. Eventually grow into larger positions and see how the psychology of winning and losing affects you. Final takeaway, day trading is not gambling. It is a discipline that just like flying, where you need to know what you're doing or catastrophe will result. Most traders think they know what they're doing. They don't. Hence 99% fail. A couple things I want to touch on here is one thing he says up here is because it takes the strategy and converts it into mechanical entries and exits. Okay. So he says paper trading is an excellent way to do this because it takes the strategy and converts it into mechanical entries and exits. So that you can theoretically make money if you are making money paper trading. I'm going to take that a step further and touch on the mechanical entries and exits by going to the scoreboard charts. Check this out. Mechanical entry and exit. These, for those of you not familiar with the scoreboard charts, whenever we have a strategy runner that gets onto the scoreboard right here, I then go in and I chart it to show where the entries and exits should have been made. So here we have AMBO. Let's go to the most recent ones. I'll start with any one of these. So mechanical entry. When do we enter a trade? At the 100% line. That's our mechanical entry. There, it's fixed. That's when you enter. When the price action gets to 100%, you take a position. Okay. Where do you exit? When the Tilson, my Tilson is purple and yellow. When the Tilson changes color on the 5-minute time frame. Okay. So this is the 5-minute chart. And this one would have definitely been a longer hold than normal. But on the 5-minute, it never changed color until right here. That's your mechanical exit. You don't deviate from that. There's no discretion. That's the rule for entry and exit. That's a mechanical entry and exit. Okay, let's look at this one. Mechanically, you would enter here at 100% on SISI, 5-minute charts, and then it went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes. Then you sell here. Now, you might be asking, well, why don't you sell up here on these candles? Why did you wait for it to pull back? Because you have to have for it to be a mechanical strategy, meaning that you can't discretionary, like of course, once you get the mechanics down and you don't break that rule of entry and exit, you can then graduate into a more discretionary level of trading where, yeah, sure, if you feel like the weakness is here, you can sell there, right? But that's not the point. The point is you have to obey your rules. And to obey your rules, you have to learn to obey yourself. If you can't trust yourself to make good decisions, you're gonna lose money. And that's why he talked about 99% or 80% of traders lose because they don't actually obey themselves. You can say it's obeying the rules, but it's actually obeying yourself. Do you have what it takes to obey yourself? Most of us don't. Because all of a sudden you'll find yourself often doing all this stupid crap, like trading stocks that you shouldn't be touching, looking at stuff you shouldn't be even looking at. Every day we talk about trading only the top gainer, right? How many times have you found yourself looking down the list at like number 7 or number 6, maybe because you missed the top gainer on the day, and so you're going to make something happen? That is extremely dangerous because it throws all of your obedience out and it puts you into a gambling situation. Like DI down here, he says, day trading is not gambling. It is a discipline, just like flying. And he's a pilot for all those that don't know. But there is times when trading is gambling. And in fact, the majority of traders who think they're traders gamble. They're not traders at all. They're just gamblers. They have no strategy. They have no rules. They have no fixed entry and exit rules. They have no rules for engagement. Rules of engagement being the scoreboard criteria across the top here. Check this out. It has to be a virgin. First, it has to be a top gainer, right? It has to climb up the list, be a top gainer. It needs to be a virgin, so you quickly look back at the chart, 60 days, and see if it's had any runs over 100%. If it hasn't, it's a virgin. If it's a dollar stock, the launch price average should be around $1 to $10. And right now, the average for 13 months of data crunching is $2.80. So it's way above that. It's kind of out of the window. See, this is the criteria that has to line up for you to take the trade. Okay, which this criteria gives you the edge. Once you discover an edge in the market, and an edge is a way to a proven data crunch strategy, or not strategy, but you have the odds in your favor. That's what an edge is. The odds are in your favor, but there's something crucial that you have to know about that, and we're going to get into that later, or else an edge doesn't work. You can have an edge, but if you don't have some other things in place, it doesn't matter how awesome your edge is. All right, moving on. Penny float, 15 million. Dollar float, 4 million. These are the averages. Penny float, the float doesn't matter. And again, these are the criteria, right? We talked about mechanical entry, mechanical exit. Well, before you even enter, this is what has to be in play. It needs to be the best time of day. Look at all these strategy runners. Look when they're running. There's our window of opportunity right now. It's 7:52. So 8 o'clock, 8:52. Wait, 7 Texas time. So DI. Okay, so that would be 7:52 a.m. Eastern. All right. And then we've got some opening up in the aftermarket now. And so that sweet spot is right there at 3:59 Eastern. Okay. So these would be the two prime windows of trading that you're going to want to actually trade. First run it used to be 55 minutes, now 58 minutes. So because of the strength of the Russell over here on the right, we're seeing more longer runs, a more bullish market, right? This first gain on the top gainer, when they fit this criteria, it used to be 238%. It's now 262%. Guys, this is a living, breathing document that helps you know when. Well, not know when necessarily. Well, yeah, you kind of can, not guaranteed, but it increases the probability. It increases your chances. It increases your odds of success. All right. This is our strategy. This is our method. This is our system, a systematic approach to trading. Volume trigger, 660,000. We've talked about that in other videos. Not going to get into it. 100% and beyond, when it hits 100%, these stocks on average are going 362% total on the day, which means beyond 100%, they're going 262%. Okay. Why is that beneficial? Because it helps you know how long you could potentially stay in these trades. And it helps you know that when you're looking at this chart, it gives you belief that you can hold longer. Here's one we had the other day, JXJT. Check this out. These are 5-minute candles. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. And it went up to over 500% on the day, 600, almost 700%. But the point is, going back to what I was just talking about on the scoreboard, it can help you believe that you can hold the position longer. Most of us struggle holding on, staying in a position. It's really easy to get out super fast, right? But it's actually really hard to hold. And that DI touched on in this little comment he made this morning, that psychologically, when you start trading with real money, you really have to get in touch with yourself. All right, there's something else. I'm going to go back to the scoreboard, but there's something else here he touched on. Mechanical entries and exits. He says here, once you're successful over 6 months of paper trading a strategy, then move to small positions, see if you can still turn a profit. Eventually grow into larger positions, see how the psychology of winning and losing affects you. So 6 months of paper trading. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to do that. I want to learn right now. And you know, I've watched thousands and thousands of hours of professionals talk about it. They all say the same thing. It takes time. And it doesn't, until there comes a moment where you'll start breaking through. And the moment for me has been facing myself and really realizing and recognizing my weaknesses, my personality flaws, I have a propensity to want to gamble, to make flippant decisions, rash decisions, just jump in. I'm not risk adverse at all, which is extremely dangerous in trading because you can lose all your money really fast. I'll go all in. But what has started shifting for me is as I've paper traded and a proven strategy backed by data, which is the scoreboard, I'm taking better trades, right? I'm taking trades that only fit the scoreboard criteria. And because we have a winning edge, let's go back to the scoreboard. Check this out. Look right here. 100% beyond hit rate right now is 194 out of 194. Guys, that's unheard of. That's absolutely incredible. Another thing that helps me minimize or calm down and not overtrade or get wrapped up in the gambling mentality is time to triple. Every 10 hours, we have another 100% potential play. Right now we're having one daily on average. I believe this is going to keep coming up because look at this. Look what happened this on Friday. We had 6. F&P ratio is float and price ratio needs to be below 2. Well, right now the average is 2. And look, when they're below 2, it's great. What you want basically is the price to be lower than the float. When that happens, and then of course you want the Russell. We use the ticker IWM to monitor this. You want the Russell to be in a buy. So you're trading with the trend as you're going up, right? Okay, so let's go back to DI's comments. This video is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be because it's personal for me. You know, it really helps to have mentors in your life, other guys that trade, because they, especially if they're true and they call you on your shit. You know, I've been blessed to have people like that in my life, and many of you in the Discord are like this, where you'll actually call me out and put me in my place because I've always been kind of a anti. I think a lot of Americans are. just because of our culture, but we're very anti-authority, and we kind of become a law unto ourselves. In trading, it's extremely dangerous because what you can make happen in the business world of, jobs and careers, it doesn't work the same way in trading because you can't go out there and make it happen. You have to wait for it to come to you, and most people aren't patient enough to wait for that. I'm one of those people. So a lot of times what I'll do is while I'm watching the markets, watching those top gainers, I start getting an itch. I start getting I want to make something happen. I want to make something happen. So let's go back. I'm going to bring you over here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. And I know you've all done it. Don't lie to me. This was Friday after hours, but let's just go to the one day. Doesn't really matter. The point is, what I want to show you here is my discipline. Okay. So I'm going to show you my discipline that allowed me. I started the cash account, the paper account with $5,000 on Friday, and I made 1,064. How did I do that? By following the strategy and not bending, not wavering, not jumping to anything other than the top gainer that hit 100%, and then all of them went beyond. And I can prove it right here with, oh shit, where did that go? Gosh, I hate Weeble sometimes. I just made that disappear. It's probably all the way back here. Nope. Sometimes that happens. Sorry. All right, so let me get it back up here. Got to add the widget. What was that even called? I think it was orders. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Okay. Okay, I gotta sync this. Where did it go? Are they all gone? Oh, there they are. Okay, found it. Thank you for your patience. So on Friday, we had like incredible, all of a sudden, just one after another came screaming up the top gainers list, right? And in the past, a lot of times, guys, when you're a discretionary trader, well, not even discretionary, you're just an idiot. A lot of times what people do is like they're thinking the wrong way. They're not thinking of probabilities, they're not thinking of rules for engagement. They're just looking, honestly, I think that there's no criteria at all. They're just looking like, oh, why is this one moving? Oh, let me go look at the news. Oh, that's really good news. I'm going to jump in here and hope for the best. And they haven't done any due diligence on the stock. They have no idea if it's been a virgin or not. They don't know if it just ran yesterday and now it's just shorts covering. They just see the FOMO or the percentage going up, and their fear of missing out overcomes them, and they jump into the trade and they hoping for the best. They have no exit strategy in their mind. They're just like, oh, I don't know. I guess I'll take $50. Okay, sweet, I won. And then it goes on further and further, and they're like, dang it, I should have held longer, and they beat themselves up. And so why? Because they're trading garbage. They have no rules for engagement. They have no rules for entry. They have no rules for exit. They don't hold themselves accountable. There's no discipline whatsoever. They're shooting from the hip. They're loose cannon, emotionally unstable. I am the person I'm describing right now. Until you admit that to yourself, you're never going to make it. It's really hard to do that. It's so hard. It's soul-crushingly hard to realize that you are the problem. Your mindset is the problem. I'm an extremely creative person, and I'm not bragging about that. It's actually a problem. When it comes to trading, I was the kind of kid in school that flunked tests because I would write the right answer. I'd fill the bubble for the right answer, And then at the end, I found out I got it right the first time, but then I changed it because I overthought the question. Like, well, what if they're asking it like this? It's a curse. It's a curse. So I'm extremely creative, and I'll go all over the place and talk myself into all of these trades, and I'll go and read the comment section on a stock and find out and buy into the narrative and read the news, and it's all bullshit, by the way. Just so you know, the entire stock market is a complete 100% scam. Everything is set up. All the players, all of the controllers, they're all in bed together. The SEC, the news markets, the mainstream media, the people that put out the news, the market makers, the brokers. I mean, this is like cut my throat kind of stuff, information, what I'm sharing with you, but it's true. And how do I know that? Because I've been trading long enough now, since 2020, that I've seen it. I've been in trades that made no sense why it got completely destroyed. Maybe it was a cure for cancer. And why did it get completely destroyed? Because everything is set up to prey on people's emotions so they'll let go of their money. And then the other people who know what they're doing take it. That's why DI was talking about 80% fail. I actually think it's more than that. I think it's like 95% of traders fail and only 5% make it. Because those 5% of the people who don't buy into the bullshit, they don't buy the narrative, they don't buy the news story, that some fluff piece that was put out to make the stock pop. They don't go into comment sections on StockTwits or on Webull comment section. Every broker has their stupid comment section tied to the ticker that people are trading, and like, oh, this is gonna be oh, let me buy some more, buy, boom, huge knife, boom, everybody's stuck in it, everybody's trapped. And then these people that have billions of dollars, these hedge funds, they will put on a huge position, short it for 60 days. The majority of retail can't afford to keep their money in that trade longer than a week. Most people in America, they're living paycheck to paycheck. I think it's like 70%, 60 or 70% of people, they're one paycheck away from bankruptcy. And so you've got these players, they know that. And once you get trapped in that position, a whole nother psychological gamut comes to life. And you take it personal, and you'll hold on hoping forever that it'll come back, but you can't afford to hope. You can't afford it. That's why it's so liberating when you break through to the other side. So come join us. The Discord's free. This information is right here at your fingertips. I hope I'm doing a good job explaining it to you. But this is how I want to close the video, and it's actually going to be another 10 minutes. But I want to show you something that's absolutely very extremely powerful. And it's about your state of mind when it comes to, you guys can come, yeah, I don't need to show you how I made these trades and how I made that $1,000. I actually believe the video. Actually, yeah, I do have the video. Go to, let me just close this. On our Discord, I do live trades now, paper trades. Check this out. Right here, SISI and OST. They were live trades that I did on Friday. So you can go in there and watch how I did them. The mechanical entry. In this video, I even was like tempted to break rules and like start doing other stuff. And I was like, whoa, stop. Nope, I'm gonna hold it till the time I'm supposed to sell. No, I can't deviate from that because I don't trust myself enough. I know that I am weak, and I'm not gonna gamble. I'm gonna obey the rules of engagement, and so you're gonna witness firsthand me having that inner struggle during those two trades. And okay, let's go to the thing I really want to hit on today, and it's going to set you free if you have the desire. There comes a point in every trader's life who wants to be a trader. A lot of them never get this desire. And that desire, Mark Douglas one time in one of his books, either The Disciplined Trader or what's the other book that he has? The Disciplined Trader and the Flow State Trader. I can't remember the name of it. Let me look it up real quick. Mark Douglas books. I would recommend you get both of these books. Mark Douglas. Oh, Trading in the Zone. Yeah, Trading in the Zone. my favorite books of trading. And I believe it's Trading in the Zone is actually, I like Trading in the Zone because it shows you like how to do it. But what I really need the most was the disciplined trader. If you have no discipline, you're never going to make any money. You're just a gambler. And you might as well just go to the casino because it'll save you a lot of frustration because trading, it takes a longer time to lose your money. You can go in the casino and just throw your money away. In fact, you might as well just throw the money out the window if that's how you're going to trade because you're not a trader. Um, all right, so let me show you this. Over here on the left, we want to go to strategy training. That's the category. Check this out, back testing. All right. If none of you have gone into this, you need to. But in the book, Mark Douglas, what he was talking about is you have to, the secret to finding out and testing a strategy is you have to do it over the course of multiple trades. You can't do it on a trade by trade basis, right? But once you have your edge defined, which we do, which is the scoreboard, you then set up a plan to take, right here, I explain it in print. You know, let's say you're gonna your total amount of money that you're gonna risk is $2,000, and each trade that you take, you're gonna risk $200. Okay, so now you've predefined your risk. Now you're not gonna be afraid to take these trades because you already agreed with yourself. You made a pact with yourself. I'm going to risk $2,000 over the course of 20 trades. I'm gonna every time an edge appears, when my pattern appears that top gainer climbs the list to the #1 spot and it hits 100%, I'm going to enter that trade with $200. And then I'm going to sit on my hands and I'm going to watch that trade run. I don't remember what this one was, but here's my entry. There's my entry. Each time I take the trade, I'm going to do 20 of them, right? Because you have to do this over a series of trades. Why? I'm going to explain it here, but also right here, watch this video, Confident Trading in 20 Trades. If you're still struggling with our strategy, this is your problem. You haven't done this 20 times in a row to see the hit rate unfold before your very eyes. Once you do this, your life's never going to be the same. It doesn't have to be $2,000. It can be $20 and you risk $1 per trade. But you might not be able to do that if it's a stock that's higher than $1. All right, so here's our entry, 100%. Hold it until the Tilson gray and white changes color. That's my exit. Entry, exit. And y'all, this right here is 100 to 300. That's a 200% gain on your money. This happens over and over and over and over again. It's a perfect storm scenario. It's when the strategy unfolds and you're aware of it and you can do all that stuff that we talked about on the scoreboard in a second. See the scoreboard behind me right now? You do all that stuff and the more you practice it, the more second nature it'll be, and you won't break that rule. You'll automatically like put the 100% line on your chart when it's climbing the list. You'll go back and look and see if it was a 60, if it was a virgin or not. You'll see what the float size is. You'll see what the time of day is. You'll see how long it's been running. You'll see percentage wise and minute wise. It is so liberating because, but you keep this in mind. You have to take 20 and you can't break the rule. While you're sitting there, don't get impatient and be like, I gotta go. Set aside some time because this is torture. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. 55 minutes. Can you sit there for an hour with yourself and trust yourself enough to sit on your hands and wait till the color changes? Actually force yourself to do this. Don't be like, oh, I can take profits up here. I'm up so much money already. Don't do that. Eventually, maybe you can when you get this obedience down. But you can't do that now because you suck. You don't do it because you're a bitch. You won't listen to yourself. I'm talking to myself right now, guys, because I keep breaking this myself and it hurts me. I'm not even going to tell you. I've lost a lot of money. because I'm not obedient. I I'm kind of like I'm a scatterbrained, loose cannon, emotionally unstable gambler, you know? I have an addictive personality. And I think a lot of us do that who get into this, and it's extremely dangerous. And you find yourself in a boom and bust cycle where it's just one heartbreak after another. You know, euphoria, fear, euphoria, fear, greed. It's just a culmination. And at the end of the day, you just hate yourself. You hate your life. You're mad at everybody. I'm speaking from experience here. I'm sharing this with you in hopes that you can grasp what I'm saying. You can go anywhere. There's lots of edges, but good luck finding one like this. Good luck finding a Discord where people actually give a shit. I mean, we've got guys in here. I make no apologies for anybody in here who shares their faith, but I will tell you, the other day, one of our members said, "Hey man, you probably should like pray," you know? And I was like, you know, I was raised pray, you know, but I kind of have gotten away from that, and I felt this huge resistance toward what he told me. And then I was like, I, I was like at the end of my rope, you know. I was like, what do I have to lose, you know? And I'll be honest, that prayer was pretty sincere, and all of a sudden this unfolded to my eyes. And I've been doing this religiously for over a year. I'm like the biggest hypocrite. Um, Lying to myself, like pretending like I know what I'm doing, but not actually doing this, not actually implementing the strategy, you know, cheating myself because I'm prideful and I'm not humble and I'm stubborn, you know, and I wanted to do it my way. And yet this has been a team effort from the very beginning. You know, when I invited DI to join this Discord and he brought his brilliance and everybody else who's come in and we've all kind of joined together and created this amazing synergistic, symbiotic relationship with one another. This is absolutely amazing. Do you guys realize how miraculous this is? Now all you have to work on is yourself, those demons within you. And you can't do it alone. And you can't even do it riding someone else's coattails. Good luck. Try following these guys, the ones that are killing it. You might get lucky here and there, but you still have to be the one that pushes the button. They can't do that for you. So what I'm saying is pray. All right. So there's your entry. There's your exit. Do that 20 times in a row. If you have to, get rid of your candles and just use the Tilson 3. Just use the Tilson. Trust me, it's mechanical. It takes all emotion off the table. Click the button buy, wait, sell, and see if you made any money. See if you can even do that. See if you can trust yourself enough to execute that strategy 20 times in a row. Sometimes you might have a loser. Like DI said, see how you deal with losing and winning. You know, the psychology of behind winning and losing or being right and being wrong is extremely dangerous because our brains have evolved to protect ourselves from danger, right? So it's important that we're right, because if we're not right out there in the woods hunting, we're gonna die, right? We could get killed. If we're wrong on a test, we flunk, we get an F, you know? I mean, we've all been pre-programmed to be afraid of losing, to be afraid of being wrong. Once you become a good loser, and once you become really good at admitting like, oh, I was wrong, that wasn't a virgin, I'm out. You know, if you break your rules of engagement, be honest with yourself and just be like, oh, I'm out. And then take the next trade and the next one and the next one. Every single one that fits your criteria. And over a series of trade, report back to yourself, write it all down and be like, oh my gosh, out of 20 trades, I got 18. They were all 18 winners. That right there, my friends, that is what it's going to take for you to break through. Until you can do that, you're not going to be able to do it because you're way too footloose and fancy free. I love trading. I cannot give it up. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Heartbreakingly hard because I have had trades that shot up 40,000. No, I had a trade that went up $400,000 and I lost. Well, I didn't lose it all, but I didn't sell when I should have. How many of us have had those kinds of trades? I know it sounds weird and there's all these excuses and reasons why I didn't and why I ended up getting out with a $6,000 loss off of a $400,000 profit trade. But again, why? Because I didn't have any of these rules. I was just gambling. I entered with a lot of money. I got lucky. It went up. And I'm so grateful for those horrible experiences though, because if the majority of professional traders, they all have a story like that where DI's got one too. He was right there with me in that same damn trade. And it created a lot of heartbreak in us, but it also created this desire in us to find out what was it? Can I do that again? How can I do that again? I want to do that again. I want to make more money like that again. How? Guys, that was like a year or two ago when that happened. And here we are, finally breaking through. DI's broken through. Jolly Green's broken through. Rick Autry uh, is breaking through. I'm breaking through. Term is breaking through. REM is breaking through. I want you guys to break through with us. Because there's going to come a time when our communications are going to be in the Caribbean. And I'm not saying that to brag. I just love the ocean. I love the beaches. I grew up in the desert. There was no water where I grew up. You know, we got like 7 inches of rain a year. And I love water. And I look forward to these videos, me having the Mediterranean in the background, as my green screen, but actually being there, catching deep sea fishing or hanging out with the boys down in Texas, going out or down in Florida, out in the Everglades or fishing in the backcountry, just living a life of freedom. I'm a slave. We're all slaves to the man, to Uncle Sam, to our families. And a lot of us right now, especially in America and even in the world, we're struggling financially. It's hard. So this is like an opportunity where you have a pretty good crystal ball opportunity right here in front of you to take advantage of this anomaly that we've all discovered together, where we can enter at a certain point and exit at a certain point and make profit every day, almost every day. I'm not, no, again, no guarantees, but the numbers don't lie. So that's all I have to say today. I kind of opened up my heart to y'all, and I hope that you take it to heart. And I'll see you on the other side. Adios.